So we're Macquarie Partnership. We help businesses unlock their growth challenges, find those blockers, and help them build those opportunities to help them deliver their goals. So we work with a really wide range of clients across lots of different sectors, and really using that cross-industry experience and insight to help them build their growth and build their marketing and their brands to deliver. So I've been running business since 2019. I took it over from my father, who was a business consultant, and I've evolved it from more kind of sales and management, more into marketing, brands and commercial. Very much a small business, very much a lifestyle brand. And it was very much trying to get me away from the operation so I could actually deliver and work on the client projects more. I'm not a very structured person. Well, I am structured, but I'm not in the detail. I'm much more big picture, strategic looking. And I needed somebody who's the complete opposite of me to plug those gaps and really support with me, work as kind of very much an equal and a partner to help me work on the structure, the organizational side of things, and kind of those operations that I kind of struggled. It was really important not to be micromanaging. That's not my style. I wanted somebody who could help me. We identify the problem and then look for solutions and look for ideas of how the best way forward for that. But looking specifically on my business, working with me in my business, but also could work alongside some of the clients as well, and some of those operational, more technical challenges too. It was an area that I hadn't really looked at and considered before, because I'd already always thought, okay, we'd employ somebody within the business to work with us, but it wasn't something I could do on a full-time basis. So then when I spoke to you and looking at opportunities, looking further afield, that was really appealing. The fact that you had done it in your business and I could see the lot of synergy between yourself and me, it made me feel that more confident in that. Process was very set out, very clear. I did get nervous. I got cold feet partway through just because I'd never really worked with somebody that remotely and different cultures. That was an area where I just was concerned. And also knowing my style, where I'm quite direct, quite blunt, very kind of focused on delivery, I didn't know whether it was going to naturally work. But as soon as we kind of got on those interview calls, straight away to turn me around, and I was sold. So yeah, his name's Ace. Absolutely brilliant. Lot of expectation on him straight away. But I felt you guys really thought about me and my profile and my style and who would complement that. And he definitely does at every stage. But the process of kind of onboarding, we sat down and had a conversation. We looked at the objectives. What are the deliverables? What success would look like in the first 30 days, 90 days? And built a bit of a plan as to how we can deliver against it, and advising me as to how to initially start off, the communication, how that should work, the kind of light touch, 15 minutes today, really just to build his confidence, get him on board. And now it's really running smoothly. We have a check-in on a Monday. He's on WhatsApp and we communicate regularly on Slack, just quick check-ins. If he needs me, he contacts me, but then we also check in at the end of the week. So it's really light touch. I've got confidence in him, and I'm able now, after he's been working with me about just over 3 months now, to really start to give him some clear projects to work on and develop and kind of take ownership of, which has been really exciting. Before, it was kind of, I was very much, everything felt slower. Processes was holding me back, which then I get frustrated with. Because if I could sort out some of the service delivery, which is what we've just spoken around, it then frees me up to enable me to get on to kind of delivering what the clients, looking kind of acquisition as well, and putting my attention in other parts of the business where my natural energy fits and I get most enjoyment from. I think one of my concerns was the cultural fit. I think there's sometimes a tendency within the Philippines of led by people pleasing, and that was something. It's not a style that aligns with me directly. I want someone to be very open and honest with me. If something doesn't work on say, I want them to be blunt and feel that they can speak openly and they get the right answers, not just to satisfy the answer they think I want. So that was a concern. And I also didn't want everything to feel too scripted. That was a worry for me. That on the flip side of it, I think it's about the individual and understanding that person. And this is what you guys did. You understood who I was and what would be the right fit for me and the team, and found that person. So that was really great. The other side of it as well, I think I had contractors in the UK, which was great, but costly. Therefore, they weren't able to put the amount of time into the business that I actually needed to get that consistency and continuity. And the other side is also, I do like dealing with people face to face. I like to sit in a room with people, build that relationship, build that partnership, but that can be done remotely as well. Obviously not sat in the room, but virtually sat in the room. You've got that time. Me and Ace have a good rapport with each other. We have some banter, we have jokes, and we're learning and understanding each other, which is really nice, and learning and understanding other culture, which is really fun too. Really drill down on what you need, where are those gaps, understand yourself and kind of what type of person. It's not just the skills, it's the kind of personality, the behaviors, the traits, how they fit with you, and work with yourself directly. Really spend that time at the beginning to kind of understand each other, what's needed, those gaps, take your advice and recommendations, and trust the process. Because yes, you will get cold feet. It is something different, but you're working collaboratively to get the right outcome. Just go with it.